Greetings, Patrick here, 8 Questions with, and it is a hot and humid night here in southeastern Michigan. We are expecting thunderstorms to come through the area a little bit, probably between now and 10 o'clock. We might have a few noises going on behind us as we get deeper into the night. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Really want to thank everybody for showing up yesterday for a great interview with Tremaine Trejo. Um, I had a great time. He's a terrific guest, a great director, talented director. I watched his documentary, as you know that we would. You know that was going to happen. We did watch a Cowtown story on Tubi, and it is absolutely wonderful, beautiful. I loved it. I'll be doing a review of it in a momentarily. Um, so I saw that, and of course, I want you guys all to know that we are all behind Simp. When Simp gets date, a date, a confirmed date, we will add that to the information down below, so you can go ahead and check it out. What's really cool though is the fact that the distributor is the same as for Cat Town. Cat Town got a physical release, so very high hopes that Simp also will get a physical release. And so, if you want to add it to your film collection, your film library, you'll be able to do so in the future. Tonight is a return of a guest that we've had on the show before, and Joe Leone. We've had him come out for the movie Reap and also for Breakup Mountain. Now we have him tonight to talk about his new film. It's a found footage film called Scared to Death. And he's also bringing the leading lady of that film, Arina Oz, will be here along with Joe, and we will be talking about Scared to Death. I watched the film. It's a very interesting film. I liked it. I thought Arena was very strong in it, and Tim Staggs. Wow, that guy creeped the hell up. He creeped me out. Um, very good performance. Anthony is here. He'll be 41 years old. We have Frog here. So we already have celebrities in the house. We have celebrities. You know how that goes. I wonder if the virtual limousines park up, pick up Frog to take him to various channels. Uh, Hopefully you're doing well, Frog. Yeah, and of course, as you saw by the cover of a thumbnail, Arena is a very beautiful girl, and yeah, I can understand why people want to come over and check her out. I will say that she's a good actress. She has over 20 credits to her name, and she works very hard. And and once again, this is one of those things for Joe Leone. Whenever when he comes down to casting his movies, that guy's got like I admire him for that. I really truly do. As someone who can appreciate that, he finds some really good actors for his movies. I mean, he's just got a gift for it for casting. The cast for this film for Scared to Death, not a bad cast either. Not a bad cast. Very effective. So I'm very eager to talk to Joe about that. And we talked a little bit about that with Tremaine too. And Tremaine mentioned how he likes to be there when casting goes. Like, like I know a lot of people do casting services or casting director, what have you, but it does seem a little bit more and more to me anyway. It does seem a little bit more and more that directors are putting their hands on a little bit more and more as far as casting goes. I think it's because they have so much to lose. It's like, they want to get the right perfect cast. And it's not that the casting directors or casting people are bad, they're not. But you know how that goes. When it's something that's yours, like it's like carrying something fragile. You could trust it to your friend, or you want to do it yourself to make sure that absolutely nothing will happen. And I feel like with casting, I think I'm starting to sense that more and more directors are really wanting to be the one to carrying that fragile case over to that table, Um, so we'll talk to Joe about that, and of course his film, Scared to Death. Um, over in the chat. Oh, hey, okay, this must be Joe. Hey, Joe, how are you? Hey, Stephen, how are you? No problem, no problem. I know you're a busy man, Stephen. No problem at all. Glad you caught the replay. Haley was a great guest as well. Hopefully, you caught her replay. And yeah, Tremaine was fun. This is a very, very talented week with Haley and Tremaine and Joe and Arina. It is, yeah. I've been. One thing I'm going to mention, so you guys can think about helping out if you can. So I finally hit 1480 after a while. I'm only 20 away from 1500 people. 20. I'm only 20 away. 20 from 1500 subscribers. I would love to hit that sooner than later. If you feel like you like to help a brother out and share this out, that would be awesome. Um, that would be much appreciated. Um, and I would definitely, I definitely would dig that. Um, Calendar coming up. You know what's going on with the calendar. So tomorrow night, this is not the end of the week for us. We have one more show tomorrow. Hey, there's Steve right there. What's going on, Steve? We are going to get rain here momentarily. I'm thinking probably within an hour or so. We're supposed to be getting thunderstorms come in. I'm not sure how severe they will be, but we are suspecting to get some rain, which is really, really good because it is really, really hot here. It is. It says it's seven. It says it's 80, but it feels like 90. It really is that hot. Um, Tomorrow night I'll be back here at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, and I will be hosting our my friend. I'm glad he's still my friend, because after Sharks of the Corn, I didn't know, and then Wheezy Shark 2, I really didn't know. But hey, internet, it's Eric. He'll be joining me tomorrow night at 9 o'clock to talk about the end of Sharks and Schlock Week. We each got to pick each other's movies to watch throughout the month of July. I got to pick 5 shark movies for him to watch, and he got to pick 5 schlock movies for me to watch. Um, and So tomorrow night we're going to be ranking the movies that we saw. We're going to be ranking them from 1 to 10 about what movies that we felt were, like what we felt where they, landed as in terms of. I don't know if we're going from the best to the worst or from the worst to the best. I think we're probably going to go from the best to the worst. Um, and I think I actually might capture both. I actually might capture the worst movie. I actually might capture the best movie. I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how Eric's going to vote. I'm very interested in seeing how that's going to work out. Um, Steve mentions it's 103 degrees in the desert. Man, uh, 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 oh, no problem, no problem. Let's see, the man, the myth, the legend. Shoot, Frog. I'm chasing after your shadow, Frog. Everybody knows that becoming famous, Frog famous, is every YouTuber's goal. Again, need I remind you that I don't own an island. I don't have an island. You do. There, and I'm so envious of that. Okay. 103 degrees, man. I know what I should be doing. I should be wrapping myself up in one of those plastic trash bags and sit myself on the stoop and just let the fat roll off me. Like those fat suits you used to wear, in the 70s. You wear them around there, and then you just sit there and all your body would just dehydrate. That's really all I was doing. I'm losing 10 pounds. No, you'd be dehydrating yourself 10 pounds. Um, but but tomorrow night, we will be here at 9 o'clock for the end of Sharks and Schlock. The rankings will be here. It will be a lot of fun. And then next week we are back at it. We are back at it. Next Tuesday, the 6th of August, we have Paul Shadow will be here with us, actor and producer, and will be here with us, and he'll be talking about the Omicron killer and his career. His career is fantastic. He has appeared in a lot of huge movies, a lot of huge movies. Um, Now the parts are not like the biggest parts, but it's like one of those things where you see him and you're going like, yeah, I've seen that guy. He's like in every single movie that matters, right? And now he's doing it on his own. Now he's coming out. He's starring in this new dark comedy horror movie called The Omnicron Killer, and he does a fantastic job in it. And he's very imposing. He's 6'6". He will be the tallest guest I've ever had on this show. I think Mike Ferguson had that record as being a 6'3" or 6'4", but Paul is 6'6", 6'7". He will be the tallest guy I've had on the show. Uh, and from what I hear, one of the nicest guys I've had on the show too. I've heard some really nice things from some of his coworkers, saying that Paul Shadow is definitely a guy you want to talk to. And so I am glad to bring him aboard on Tuesday, 8 o'clock. On the 7th of August, we'll be bringing in small business owner Doug from Retro Fusion 3D. He has a small business that he's getting off the ground. I started that as a side hustle, but now it's coming more and more in demand. And what he does is he makes 3D stands for figures, and from figures like Funko Pops, figures from you get from NECA or Hollywood, or and they're from really famous horror superhero movies. They're beautiful pieces. They're beautiful pieces. And he creates, and we'll be talking with him next Wednesday. And yeah, I'm excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I have to ask him this. Hopefully, he'll be able to make something for us while we're talking to him. If it's, if he can, I'd definitely like to see him create something for us. So we'll see what we can do on Wednesday, the 7th. And then on the 8th of August, we have the lovely makeup artist and actress Bunny Stewart will be back. Bunny will be back and hanging out with us. She is one of my favorite guests. She's very vivacious and very sweet and very hardworking too. And she's just completed her role in Tremaine's movie Simp. And so we'll be talking to her about not only acting in the movie, but she also did the makeup for the movie as well. So she had her hands full for that production. So we'll be talking with her about that, some other films that she's been working on since we last talked to her. And that will be a week from today. A week from today, Bunny Stewart will be here with us. On the 13th, we have a double header. That's right. We get at least one a month. We're getting one a month. This one, we're going back across the pond to Great Britain. We will be talking to a guest we've had on the show before, Tom Joleffe. He is a film critic, a film journalist. He is also a screenwriter. And we will be talking with him about screenwriting because he has done some interesting and fun movies, um, including The Leprechaun's Curse, which I cannot wait to talk to him about that, among other movies that he's done. Um, Tom is yeah, it's gonna be a fun interview. I'm looking forward to it as well. He's done, like I said, he's done some really fun movies. And as we get closer to the date, I'll announce some of the movies that he's done. A couple of I put down in his description box. And by the way, what you guys can all do too, if you guys want to, if you guys feel like you need to, I hope you do, go down to all the upcoming live streams that we got coming on the channel and hit notify me. Hit the notify me button on every one of them. We have a lot. So hit the button on every one of them, and then when we go live, you'll know about it. And you'll know about that a lot better than if you just rely on the bell. The bell does not always let you know when I go on live, but the notify me button is like notify me when I go live. That always works. So if you hit that button, you'll know what we'll know what we're doing and when we're doing it and with who we're doing it with. That didn't come out quite right. Hmm. Um, all right. And then we had the first with Tom. So Tom will be here at 2 o'clock. We'll be here at 2 o'clock on the 13th. Um, so we'll be talking with him, and then we'll be coming back, and we'll be talking to our very first homesteader, a young lady named Karma Lewis out of Idaho, and she will be talking to us about homesteading, about gardening. And living off the land, living off the grid, so to speak. A very nice YouTuber. She's a fellow YouTuber. She's, like I said, she's the first homesteader I've interviewed. So I'm very excited about that. I know the homesteader community is very vibrant and very close knit, and so we'll be talking to her with Karma, and she'll be here on for our regular 8 o'clock slot on the 13th. I can't wait. I have so many questions there too. It's like, I've seen people do the homesteading, but I've never asked anybody to do it. I never asked anybody to come onto the show, and I sort of regret that. But now that I am, now I'm pretty excited. Um, okay, on the 14th, we have a very special guest, and J.W. Colwell from the Indie Escape Network. That's right. The Indie Escape Network. We'll be talking to one of the movers and shakers behind that, and J.W. Colwell. And they do several podcasts throughout the week. I've been a guest on one of the shows, Loud and Nerdy. I've been on as a guest on there, and so I really have been wanting to talk to him and his crew for quite a while. One of the gentlemen that helps JW, his name is Joe Ridgely, and he is often is in the show as well. He often comes here and is in the chat. So I'm very excited to get him on here, and we're going to be talking about his podcast network, and they have a lot of fun. If you guys have never seen any of their shows, you really need to tune in and check it out. Uh, JW he has a couple of co-hosts, actually, including actress Jamie Hill has been known to pop up once in a while and co-host the show. Actress Jamie Hill, of course, from the hit film Skinner Morenik, and also a former guest on Eight Questions with. I have seen her up there before, holding her own with the fellas, talking about all things horror and science fiction and what have you, whatever comes through. As a matter of fact, I will be going up there a little bit on Tuesday. I will be popping up there after my show here, and we'll be talking about Doctor Doom, the casting of Doctor Doom uh, in the Marvel universe. I'm going to explain why I think that casting really sucks. Um, but and they happen to like it. I don't know. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna find out. So J.W. Colwell from the Indie Escape Network will be our special guest on the 14th at 8 o'clock. The 15th sees the return of one of our favorite actresses. It really is. She really is. She's like, I adore her so much. She's so much fun. She's very popular. I think she's gonna break this year. If not this year, definitely next year. I definitely think she's gonna break. She's got the talent, she's got the looks, she's got a great voice. Of course, I'm talking about Elizabeth Chamberlain. She's done some really fun indie films up in Canada, including the I'm Haunted series. Uh, if you have not seen I'm Haunted, you could check that out in two forms. You could check it out as whoops, the doorbell rang. We'll have to save that for another time. All right, so please help me welcome screenwriter and film director, an all-around super nice guy, Joe Leone, and the lovely Arina Oz. Here we go. Ta!
Hello.
Greetings, greetings.
How are you, my friend? What's
Good,
going?
good. How are you?
Uh, I'm great. I'm actually in another time zone, so I'm forgive me if I'm a little groggy, but very late where I am, but I'm here and I'm psyched to be in the old cheetah den yet
That's
again.
right. This is the third time that you've been inside the cheetah's den. That's right. We had you in for Reap, and then we had you in for Breakup Mountain. Now
Good
we
man.
have you for now we have you here for Scared to Death. A fun movie.
Scarred to
Um,
death, by the
uh,
way.
and here comes Arina.
Arena, yes.
Arena, okay.
Yeah, she said she was stuck in traffic. You know how it goes. So she'll be there shortly. She said, unless she's in the backstage.
Yeah, she's in the backstage.
Hello?
There she is. Hello.
Hi guys, how are you? I am so sorry I'm late. I was rushing so much.
No,
Man,
no, not.
I'm
You're
so
fine.
red and sweaty like a lobster or sweaty lobster. I'm so sorry. But I'm here. All good.
I can relate to that. I was commenting on that. I was. It's very hot over here.
Yeah, it's hot here too. Where are you located?
I am located in Michigan, outside of Ann Arbor.
Oh, okay.
Where
Okay.
the university's at. And Joe, where are you at today?
I'm actually in Greece right now, but
You in Greece? What?
right, yeah. I was actually in Malta watching a script that I co-wrote be shot there. So I just got to go on set for a couple days and watch it in action. So that's why I'm on this part of the world, and now I'm just, you know, having a little.
Hot there?
What's that?
Is it
I
hot
thought
there?
is
Is
it
it
hot
really
over
hot
there?
out there?
It's insanely hot here. Yeah.
What time is it there now? Uh-oh.
Let's see. I think he is 6 hours ahead of us, so I think it's about 2 in the morning there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know he. I didn't. I thought he was home. I didn't know that he was in. I didn't know he was in Greece.
Yeah,
I thought he. I thought he was home.
yeah, me neither. Yeah. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice meeting you. Now,
Having
now, how am I saying your name? I said Arina, but is it Arena or Arina?
yeah, Arina.
Arena. Okay. Okay.
Oh, here you
And
are.
Joe is back.
All right.
All right. Well, maybe it's a hot. He said it was insanely hot where you're at. Or are you at Thermopylae, Joe?
I'm in an area called Mani, which is like the southwest of Greece right now. I came here because it's like the beautiful, the coast. Just catching some of the nice beaches down here. So
Cool.
Beaches and
highly
history.
called Mani, yeah. Because I was anyway. It's a nice alternative to the islands, which are like just way too expensive this time of year. So, highly.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This might be a struggle for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
What?
it's amazing that he still could do this interview being in Greece.
Yeah. Okay. So I tell you what, you and I will talk, and we'll talk about him popping in. So this is my first time in watching. I watched Scared to Death today.
You did?
I did.
Awesome.
I watched it, and I've been saying this since I met Joe, but Joe, not only is he a fine director, I don't think he's going to be able to hang with us.
Oh,
I'll,
here we go.
I'll try to get him in here.
I'm hanging.
Not only is Joe a fine screenwriter and a director, but what I really admire about him, and he knows this already, so this is not new. Because I always say it to him every time. He's been on here twice. I've said it all. I've said it both times. I'm going like, you find talent. You have a gift for it, to finding to finding great actors. Um, and it continues with you. You were the best thing about this movie, in my opinion. I really enjoy. Well, I really enjoyed you. I mean, you were strong. I mean,
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think that was that what he wanted with that character, to be strong, and I really love that about my character, to be strong, but not like too aggressive, you know, like having common sense, be strong, going for it. And yeah, I appreciate what you're saying.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Can I can I jump in there? Can you hear me, guys?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew you were going to bring this up, of course, because Arina is amazing. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I cast her in another film, Greet Your Demons, which Estelle is in as well. And after I met her, I was like, oh, this is a great performer. She's very like committed and just, she's just gung
oh,
ho.
oh, come on. I'll be even like more red than I am now.
Yeah, you know,
And right, and so then I had this idea for this story because I was very interested in some of the folklore of Connecticut, and there's a lot of, as everybody knows, a lot of haunted places there, allegedly, of course. And I was doing the research on this place, and I just kept thinking like I got to put Arina in something, and then this character started to take shape, and I was like, oh, this is so. I kind of wrote the role for her, so I was like, hopefully she'll do the do the film, and she did, and you saw the result. Yeah, she's just stunning on film.
yes.
Thank you, guys.
Oh boy. Yeah, so like I said, you know, and like I said, he's got a great eye for finding talent. And I saw that you were in the Greet Your Demons, because we have talked to Osel on here a couple of times. And you know, when I saw that, and then I got to see Scared to Death, I was like, okay, I now I can actually see, you know, what is these, you know, what is how did he, you know, where did he get this new talent, you know, where did he get this, because he's, like I said, he's got, you know, when it comes down to casting his films, he's very good at it, he's very good at it. And I
Yeah,
think
totally.
I personally think he's ahead of the game. I mentioned about, as far as directors, it seems like, because we had a young director on last night, and he also casted his film, and he also casted really strong young actors, fresh faces.
Right.
And it seems to, you know, and I asked him about that, and I said, you know, you know, was that you, or was that a casting director? And he said, that was me. I was there the whole, you know. And it doesn't surprise me, because it does seem like, and maybe you can tell me if I'm right or wrong here, but does it seem like to you, because during your auditioning process, does it seem like more and more that you're talking to the director directly when it comes down for these parts, more than a casting director?
Yeah, I don't, yeah, I think from the beginning I didn't think of him as a casting director. He's just the guy who's in charge of pretty much everything. And I think it helps movies a lot because it's not like there are too many influence from this person and that person, and then, you know, it might be not uh like at the end it might be not well put together. Sometimes I guess it happens when there are too many different directions, like casting director thinks that some particular cast would be better, and then director sees it like otherwise, and then it might be not as good as if there's one person who is in charge of everything, or makes sure that everything is like well done, well together.
I'm gonna tell Joe, see if he's just, it's he's having such a hard time. I'm gonna
Mhm.
let him know. I'm gonna let him know that we're gonna get him on this when he gets stateside. Uh, Let me just tell him that. That way he doesn't keep bouncing in and out. Okay, try this again. Hey, Joe. Hey,
Yes.
if this happens again, if he gets bounced out again, let's
Mhm.
just, yeah, we know we're fighting the fates, and I'll let you get some sleep, and then you and I will talk when you get home to stateside.
Okay, if it kicks me off again, that's
Yeah,
fine.
'cause I don't want you to keep doing that. That's not really fair to you, and I feel really bad. And
No, no, don't. I just can you, am I in now?
you're in right now. You're in right now. You know,
What?
besides, even if you're not here, even if you do get bounced out, We'll
Okay.
still keep talking about you. You know, we're still.
That's- uh,
We're gonna. I'm gonna have Arena.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me do one thing for us to make this a little easier for us, and that is I'm gonna do layout, and then
Oh, here we go.
there you go. All right. So yeah, so you've been noticing that with your auditions that you're actually seeing and meeting the directors more and more. Um, is how does that feel as an actor? I mean, are you prepared when you do like when you do auditions? No, you
Hmm.
prepare for your role. You prepare for your role. You know, you read your lines, you read your part, and then you go inside the audition. Do you go in with a mindset, or even if you do self tape, are you doing it with the mindset that a director is going to be seeing this, or a producer is going to be seeing this, or are you doing the audition more or less for the casting director?
No, to me personally, it doesn't really matter who's gonna see my tape. I just want to do my job the best way possible, and that's all I care about. Because I don't know who's gonna see it. It might be casting director together with the director. Um, it can be like 5 people that's involved in a movie. So I don't know who's gonna see it, who's gonna make the final decision. I just do my job. I don't really think about who's gonna see me, on that tape.
Um, so now you've been acting now for quite a while. You started in what 2018, right? Did your career start? When did you start your career as
I
an
think
actor?
it. Mhm. I think it started when I was in kindergarten and I was doing some play.
Oh,
And
okay. Those are always the best ones. I love it because that means you're performing in front of the parents and their friends, and you're
yeah,
always
and as a kid, like you feel so confident, you don't have the social anxiety. I think, like in most cases, when you're like 3 years old and you just go for it, and I loved it. And then I did more modeling, but even in modeling, I would book gigs that relate to acting somehow, like commercials, let's say, and then I decided just to go for it, and I would say for 4 years now, it's been like full time my job to be an actress.
um you've been very busy. Uh, uh, you've been very busy. Now people hear your accent, and when I was watching you, I said, I immediately thought, well, I saw your last name, going, she must be Russian. But then I saw that you were not born in Russia. You are Russian, but you're not born in Russia. Where were you born at?
Okay.
Blow our minds.
Yeah, I was born in North Carolina. And no one believes me when I say that, but it's truth. It's the truth. I was born in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. My dad studied there and in UNC, and then my family moved to St. Petersburg, Russia, and then I came back when I was 17. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So how old were you when you went back? How old were you when you went to St. Petersburg?
like 2 years old. So
2 years. So
that's why I have an accent, because my childhood I spent in Russia. Yeah.
wow, that's
Well, my
that.
dad is Lithuanian, like half Lithuanian, so I spent a lot of time in Lithuania as well. So Russia.
Okay. Okay. What was it like living? What was it like living abroad? I mean, what are some of the differences between, living in St. Petersburg and St. Petersburg, Russia, versus like say St. Petersburg, Florida? What's some of the biggest cultural difference?
Oh my God, there's so many differences, because even in states, every state is different, right? Like when I moved back to states, I lived in North Carolina for a year. Then I moved to New York. It's completely different. Then I lived in LA for like 6 months. Again, everything is different. So it's hard to say. And in St. Petersburg, um, it's I wouldn't say it's like typical Russia. It's really European city, and there's a lot of European influence in it. So I don't know. Like since I was a kid, I was traveling so much, and as I said, my dad is half Lithuanian, so we spent a lot of time in Lithuania, and we were going on lots of business trips because of my dad. And I lived in Canada, Germany, and I feel like I can't tell like differences between states,
What
because it's kind of like a broad question. um,
what a wealth of experience, though, of life
yeah,
experiences that
yeah,
you've
it's like
gone through.
every city is unique. Every state is unique. I can't really even say. It's yeah.
Uh, so when you went to St. Petersburg, did you start getting the acting when you're in high or in elementary school or junior high, or did you do any of that while you're
Mhm.
doing that stuff?
So I did ballet for like 11 years, and that's acting and dancing and lots of things. And I was like 5 when I started this, and again, I did modeling, so I was kind of comfortable in front of camera since I was a child. But I think I started take it seriously, as I said, like 4 or 5 years ago, because I was studying fine arts, and then there was COVID, and I kind of had to pause my education, and then I just decided to go for it. And you mentioned accent, and I was worried about that, and I didn't think I can be an actress because my roles could be limited. So I was kind of scared to do acting full time, but then I was like, you know, decided to follow my heart. I know it sounds cheesy, but that
No,
was
no, it sounds honest. It sounds honest. That's what you wanted to
yeah,
do, and
yeah,
that's what you were gonna do. You're gonna follow that path. Let
right.
me take a quick break here and acknowledge the people in our chat.
Mhm.
They have come on in to say hello. Hello, Katie and Betty. Thank you for coming in.
Hello.
Uh, let's see. Thank you, Ty. It says, this is incredibly informative for me. I'm learning so much about Arena, and even about Patrick. Wow. Okay. Thank you. I do have a question. What's it like to be so great? I, okay. I guess that's to you. Okay. Let's talk. Well, that's an interesting question. Um, how do you handle? How do you handle how do you keep yourself balanced, like with successes, and because most of the time in this business you're always hearing the word no. You'll audition for 20 parts, and you might get told no for 19 of them. How do
Mm,
you keep that balance? How do you keep your confidence high, knowing that you are a good actress, you are a
mhm.
good artist, with the potential to become a great one? How do you keep that up to that level when maybe 19 times you hear no? Because it seems to me it would be very easy to get down, being told no so many
Yeah.
times. So how do you keep your energy high?
Well, I heard that a lot from lots of actors and actresses that it's really frustrating to hear no all the time. But also, I think you need to be realistic and understand that it's not personal, and there are so many people that apply to the same role, and it's not about you. It's about the perfect fit. So you hear it now, you keep going. You forget about it, you start over, and you focus on a new role. It's literally just about being realistic. It's not about you, it's about the perfect person for this specific position. And there could be like hundreds and hundreds people applying to the same role. So it would be silly to be disappointed if you didn't get, like, you apply, or your agent applies you to so many roles every day. You don't get this one, you'll get next one, and you just keep working, keep working, keep working. It's all good.
Yeah, I would. To me, I just, to hear it so many times, and
Mm,
me myself, I just feel like, man, I'd be like, but I admire artists such as yourself that can get in there and keep slugging it out. Like, okay, you're right. I might not get it this time, but I'm damn well
yeah,
gonna get it
and
next
you need
time.
to love it. You need to love it. Like, if you love it, you'll keep doing it even if you get rejected, because you just love it. You enjoy the process. Like I even enjoyed preparing for the audition and getting to like this role, that role, and I just enjoyed the process. So I think the key is just to love what you do, and even if you hear it now, well, whatever. You had fun. You had fun like preparing
Yeah.
the, you know.
Now, do you keep the I know, a lot of times, like on here on IMDb, we could see how many projects you have done or are going to be doing that are upcoming. Now
Mhm,
we see the record of this is what I've done so far.
mhm,
Do you keep a list of because someone showed me before, in fact Eric Hansen did this. He had a list of all the things that he's gone out for.
mhm.
And he didn't always get it, but he went out for it. He kept a running checklist of how many auditions he
Oh,
went on.
really? Who
Yeah.
did that? Oh, sorry. Who
Uh,
did that?
an actor named Eric Hansen.
Oh,
He was on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about auditioning, and he had a list of all the shows that he had auditioned for. He kept
yeah.
a running count
Is
on
it
it.
public? Oh, is it public or he just keeps it to himself? I'm just curious.
Yeah, he keeps track of everything he auditioned for.
I see. I see. Mhm.
And I was wondering, is that a common thing? Do you keep a list
No,
of the
no, no. I
other
don't.
parts?
No, I personally don't, and I prefer just to some sort of like move on. Not like I'm saying that like keeping track is bad or anything. Just for me personally, I think I prefer to do the audition, and if I didn't get it, I forget about it and I just move on. Because I think if I start thinking um, about some particular movie or show, like I could have been in it, I didn't make it, I didn't, then I would probably started to be upset and think like like bring myself down and feel a bit insecure. I'm talking about my personal experience. So I try not to concentrate too much about gigs that I didn't get.
Um, so now you're back in the United States. You're 17 now. Now had you been modeling? Because I take it you did modeling before you did. Were you a model first before an actress first, then a model?
I would say actress because I said I started acting in kindergarten. On this, I would say it was my dream to be an actress when I was a little kid. And some people say that they never wanted to be famous and all that. I always wanted to be famous. I always wanted to be an actress that's famous and like a bunch of movies and all of that. And yeah, but as I mentioned before, I didn't think I can be an actress in States because of the accent. So I did modeling, but I always wanted to act more. So I don't know. I guess I was an actress before I became a model.
Uh, he's trying to come up one more time. Let's see if we can. I just he just
Yeah.
pinged up. Let me try to get him in one last time here. See if he can. Wow, I thought he would already be in sleep already.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, you're back. Is he awake?
Frozen.
Hello. Oh my gosh, poor Joe. Yeah, he's just
Oh,
snake
I
bit.
moved.
He's snake bit. Okay. Oh boy, I'll get Joe when he comes back from Greece. I'll get him on and well, I'll interview him about the movie, of course. Um, yeah. Okay. So but you also mentioned the ballerina. Now, how did you get into that? Was that something that you had wanted to try, or is it something your parents encouraged you to do? Um, I tell you one thing, you certainly learned how to be disciplined. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, to be completely honest, I don't remember why I got into it. I remember if I asked my mom that I want to be ballerina, or if my mom put me, if my mom decided for me to do this. But I don't. I mean, you're right. I learned discipline, and I'm really grateful for the experience. And I think it was a big impact on my life in general. But I don't know. I don't. It was never my passion, to be honest, and it's
Yeah.
extremely hard. And I think I was not like right fit for it. I was a little bit lazy, and especially Russian ballet. It's extremely hard. And I remember when like a bunch of girls were doing all of these exercises on the floor, and as soon as teacher would turn around and look another way, I would be like, I would not move. I wouldn't keep doing exercising like everybody did, because I knew the teacher is not looking at me, so I can just like relax and chill. And I was not into it, I guess, that much.
I was thinking, I always watch. I've always seen that, and when you stand on your toe, is that
Yeah.
called in point, right? In point.
Hmm.
I just see that, and it's like, how do you do that? How do
It's
you do
it's
that?
so intense. I think you need to love it to make it, because otherwise it's too much. It's too much. And again, I think I was too lazy for that. I could not do that. You have to train every day, like since morning to the late evening, and it's your life. And you get retired when you're like 35 or something.
It's
It's
a
a
small window too for a ballerina. It's not like you would see people dance, like to make that a career. Hell,
Mhm.
I think anybody has a far better chance of becoming a successful actor than to be
Mhm.
a primary dancer, because
Right.
that's like,
Yeah.
oh my
Mhm.
God. And they're all good. And I'm sure you danced in front of the public, and I'm sure you looked very spectacular, and you're great. But man, you keep doing that. You keep doing it, man. I,
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for that.
They're not even like humans. They're like flying on the stage. It's insane. Have you ever been in Russia?
I've never been to Russia.
Yeah,
No,
well,
no.
if you ever go, like, obviously see Russian ballet. It's amazing.
Now I've seen a traveling Russian ballet troupe. I've seen a travel. I've
Oh
seen
yeah,
that. Yeah, I
yeah,
saw that in San
yeah,
Jose.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Nutcracker, as a matter of
Oh,
fact.
nice, nice,
So
nice.
yeah, and they were standing right on their tippy toes and
Yeah,
twirling around, and I'm
yeah,
sitting there like everybody else, going like, "That's insane. That's."
right.
I
Yeah.
actually had a guest that actually did that, and not only did she not do how is it called, in point, right? In point.
Yeah. Hmm.
She not only did she do the in point, arena, she did it on a
On the
bottle,
bottom. Oh wow.
a
Yeah, I think
bottle.
I saw videos of people doing it. Yeah, it's incredible.
Well, now, but I'm sure I'm with you about, like, yeah, I don't really necessarily feel like I want to do that for the rest of my life. So let me, then you came back to the States at 17. So, did you tell your mom and dad that when you got back to Florida, or back to the United States, that you wanted to go full time acting? Like, you don't want to dance anymore. This is
Um. So first I went to North Carolina, where I was born, because my dad had some friends there, and I was living in a, what's the name of it? Host family. It's like a family that.
right, like a exchange student, like a foreign exchange
Yeah,
student.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, and yeah, I was living there. I went to community college. I didn't really know what to do. I thought I was learning English since I was a little kid, but when I went to States, I realized I can't speak. I can read, I can understand grammar, but I can't speak. I was shocked that I was that bad. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a car. I didn't know how to drive. And you can do anything in North Carolina if you don't have a car. So I was just hanging out in the house and did this community college. I had to take two buses to get to this community college. And and then I think some modeling agency reached me out through social media, and then I started to be interested in it. And I visited New York as a like vacation for a week or so, and I just fell in love with New York and decided to moved there, and I didn't talk to my parents too much. I felt like it's it's my life now. I have to make a decision. I didn't need like approval.
They've taken you as far as they could go, and you
Mm.
got that's when you want to tell your parents. You really want to tell your parents when they get to that point. You want to sit there and say, you got to trust everything that you've taught me. You got to trust that I can do it. And sometimes you're right. Sometimes you got to let it go. Let it go. Like,
Yeah,
trust the fact that your parents raised a fine daughter, a talented daughter. um yes, I know you said earlier about how you would relax during the ballerina,
yeah.
but over
When I was
but
doing
over
ballet,
yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna
I
say,
did that when the teacher was not looking at me because
yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say, I was gonna say, no, 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 she's not resting. No, she's very talented, and you're a very hard worker. You're a very hard worker. You stayed there. You danced for 11 years.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're disciplined, you're dedicated, right? Everybody's entitled not everybody loves the thing that they do all the time. Not
Right,
everybody does. Sometimes you go like, I just don't love you today. I like you, but I ain't in love with you. So, but the fact of the matter is, you stayed dancing. You could have quit. You could have
right.
quit a long time, but you didn't, and that
That's
impresses me.
girl
That's impressive.
saying that. Yeah, thank you.
So, I mean, and taking 2 buses to go to college. That's again, it's a sense of dedication and a sense of discipline. Like,
Thank
I know
you.
what I need to do, and this is what I'm going to do it. Now, a lot of people would have sat there and said, "Well, I don't have a car, so I'm just going to go there and eat bonbons and watch soap operas." You said, "No, I don't have a car, but I'll still make it happen." And that's
Right,
the
right.
kind of attitude you have to have as an actor, right? You got to have the attitude of
Yeah. Mhm.
getting out there and making it happen, because no one else is going to do it for you.
Right,
No
right.
one else. Just you.
Yeah, 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 that's exactly what I realized when I was by myself. First time in my life with no like influence around me, and that's everything is in my hands, like you said.
Now, so now, were you in? Now, you said you were in New York for 4 years.
Acting?
Yeah. Or now, did you start? When you went to New York? Were you acting? Did you start acting in New York?
No, no, no. I did modeling and
Model.
not much acting. Yeah. I started do acting 4 years ago, full time.
Okay.
Before I could do acting here and there, and I think I mentioned it before that when I was doing modeling, like for instance, I went to Chile for 3 months on a contract with my modeling agency. They sent me to another modeling agency to work there as a model, and I didn't get any modeling gigs at all, but I did get like 3 commercials, huge commercials in Chile, and that was I think productions from states that were filming in Chile for some reason, and. Yeah, and I think that was my first big movie set. Even though it was commercial, to me it was still um, more of an acting world than
Right.
modeling world, and I almost cried like secretly when no one saw me. How much I love this atmosphere, and I felt like I'm home. And yeah, and after that, I decided to take it more like in a more serious way, the acting
Right.
career. And I enjoyed modeling as well, but I feel like just the whole universe was like bringing me into acting world.
Yeah, you're definitely a beautiful girl. I mean, that's for sure. I can definitely see why you were in demand as a model. That's for sure. I mean, you got a really good look about you. I
Thank
mean,
you so much.
I'm not surprised at all. Uh, so you did the commercials, and you're right. Commercials, that's funny you mentioned that too. Arena, is the fact that commercials, all they are is just short films in 60
Right?
seconds. It
Yeah.
really. I saw a short film by this director named Michael Wong.
Mm-hmm.
He made a short film. I'm not even kidding you.
Mm-hmm.
He made a short film, beginning and a beginning, a middle, and an end. He made a short film in a minute. In a minute,
Minute,
one
a
minute.
minute.
It wasn't a commercial. It was a story. It was a short story called The Tattooist.
Right.
and he did it in a minute. It's like it's
I,
one of the most
I believe that. I believe that. Yeah.
one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. But you're right, commercials are movie are miniature movies. They have a
Right.
beginning, middle,
You
yeah.
need to be a character. You need to act. You are, do whatever director tells you to do, and it's a video, and you are a character.
Now, after you did the 3 commercials in Chile, and your 3 months was up, is that when you left? When you left to come back to the States, is that when you sat there and said, "I'm putting that aside, and now I'm going to start doing acting all the time"?
No, I actually I think I decided to do some acting classes after that, but then I had this some sort of, how to say, um I was thinking a lot, like, where am I going? What what do I do? And I didn't see my parents much, like, in general, like, since I moved out completely at age 17. I didn't go to Russia much at all. So I was confused a lot in my life and didn't know what path I should choose. And I was thinking, I don't know, I don't have much money. I'm scared. Maybe I should try to get a degree and just have some stability. And so I was doing modeling. I was doing a lot of side gigs. I was like a waitress. I was a babysitter, and I was working really hard. And I got into university, and I got scholarship at a university. And I was doing fine arts, and I was doing it for 2 years. And I loved the experience, but at some point I decided to quit and do acting full time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What university did you go to?
First I went to Pratt, and then I switched to SVA, and at SVA I got the scholarship.
Okay. So you went to school, you studied for a couple of years. Did you always know, though? Did you always know that this is where your journey was going to take you? It's just that you didn't expect it to go through so many different curves. But you, in your heart, you sort of knew that you always wanted to be an actress. Did you always have that feeling, or did it not, or did it just come to you when you sat there and said, this is what I want to do? I'm sort of directionless, but
Mhm.
now I want to know. Now I know what I want to do. Or did you always have that you knew what you wanted to do?
I always wanted
Yeah,
to be an actress,
yeah.
always, since I was a kid. Yes, but as like again, like being in this world, in the acting world, it's not easy, and you can be broke a lot of times and rejection a lot of times, and it's like you can't get into you. So I I decided to go to university, and
Just
for
in case.
for a
Just
little
in case.
while.
Right.
Yeah. But I think my heart won.
But
And
I like that your attitude is healthy, though. Your attitude was healthy, as in,
mm,
I'm going to go to school and get a degree just for, for stability, just in
right,
case,
exactly.
it takes a little longer than I want it to be. There's a
Mhm,
lot of people, a lot of actors have done what you've done. They've gotten that
mhm,
degree and are gone to school, and they've got
mhm.
have that as a background, just in case.
Right,
Then that
right.
and that allows you more freedom to go out there and chase this, to chase, because you know that, hey, if I need to, I can fall back and do what I learned in school. Again, smart. Everything about you is screaming intelligence. You made all the right moves. I can't tell you how difficult that is. How I'm 60 years old and I still don't know what some of the things that I'm
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm totally in the fog a lot of the times. I don't have, I'm sitting here and just like going like, well, if I would have had like a half a year common sense, I'd probably be all right. Um, so let's go to the very first project that you ever did. Here. So the first project where you got to go on your first set.
Mhm.
What was the first thing that you ever did acting wise? Like you walked on a set and you were part of the process.
Mhm.
What was the very first thing that you worked on?
Um, should I talk about the commercial that I did that first time in Chile, or just or
Let's talk about you in the States.
okay.
Your first acting job here in the States. What was that?
Okay, so I would say that was that and can I say the name of the brand?
Sure,
Or yeah, so
you
it was
certainly can.
Taco Bell commercial,
Oh,
and there were so many people applying, like not even applying, that was sent by agencies, and back then it was more common to do it in person, the auditions, and I remember like hundreds people in line, like going to do that audition in person, and there were 2 rounds of the audition, and yeah, and then I got it, and that was amazing, and so that was it, and then um, so I was studying, right, and then that was really scary to quit education and uh, begin acting career. And my first gig was playing Marilyn Monroe in a music video for a huge music band. And to me, it was a sign. I just created those those, how to say, like this acting like account where you can find gigs in acting world, and I just created this account, and I got this gig like a week after, and I was so happy because I really love Marilyn Monroe, and to me it was a sign that I'm on the right path. And next gig that I got, it was again a music video, and um, I fell in love with this musician, a director, and we engaged now. Like
oh, congratulations!
together in this house where I am right now. And so that's got to me. you know, I decided to go for it and just listen to my heart, and you know, on the
Now,
second set,
uh,
I met
but
my
what
love
did
of my
it feel? What was it like? What was it like dressing up? Like you said, you liked Marilyn Monroe. You love Marilyn Monroe. What was it like to dress up like her? To put on a dress like her and got the hair and got the,
I
did you feel like her? Did you feel her spirit in you or?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Mm.
I did. I did. It's it's the music video with um it's the Knox and the Foster of People, and the name of the music video is All About You. So if someone is interested, they
I will definitely have to look that up as soon as we're done here. I think
can.
Steven, our friend Steven, said that he watched the video already. He said he saw you in there. So,
Yeah,
yeah, that's great. I definitely will. I'll definitely look at. I'll look at it. I'll put that video in your interview as well, and so people can go
great,
watch it.
great. Yeah, amazing.
Uh, okay, well, let's talk about this because we would definitely want to get to the main event here. I definitely want to talk about Scared to Death. So I guess my next question to you will be, and we'll come back to some of the other roles too. But I definitely want to get how you met Joe Leone. How did you and Joe meet?
I met him when I just started to take the acting career seriously, and um, uh, that the Great You Demons. That was one of my first acting gigs that I got, and yeah, I think I was auditioning for two roles in that movie, and I loved both of them, and yeah, it was pretty easy, and he's like really easygoing person. Like you don't feel like pressure, you don't feel stressed out. It was so amazing, and we
He's
did this.
very fun. He loves fun, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
He's very yeah.
you don't feel like it's a job, and like, even though obviously it's a job and you have to take it seriously, but he makes it like so casual and so easygoing. So that was awesome.
It is awesome. It's awesome how he does it. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing to me.
Mhm.
He grasps he grasps some great talent. I say I talk about it a lot. He even knew that too when he says, "I know what you're going to talk about." He says, "Hell yeah, I got to talk about that because I think it's amazing." Um, so you went out for Greet Your Demons, and then how did you end up doing Scared to Death? Because Demons been out there. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Demons is I'm not. I think it's in post production. I think it's
It's
in
still
post
in
production.
post production. Yes, yes, it's still
Yeah,
in
it's
post.
in, it's. I think there's a term they use. I don't know if it's appropriate, but I think it's called developmental hell because that movie's been out there for a while. I know he's had a hard trouble. He's
Okay,
had trouble closing it,
yeah,
but
yeah,
he
yeah.
still makes movies, right? So
Right, right,
okay,
right.
so
He just keeps going, and it keeps going. And the what I like about it, that like he makes things happen, because like me myself, sometimes I have this project and that project in my mind, and I never finish it. But he finishes it. He does
yeah,
it, and
yeah.
it's amazing.
I,
Yeah.
I fully expect that we'll be will Greet Your Demons. I know that it's going to get released. I just don't know when, but I do know that it will. There's a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
projects that there's a lot of projects that like never see the light of day.
No,
I
no, no,
don't ever.
he gets things done, like that's for sure.
So
Yeah.
tell us about the process for Scared to Death. What kind of did you were you a fan of horror? Did you watch a lot of horror movies growing up, or even now? Do you watch a lot of horror? Do you like horror
Yeah,
movies?
yeah. I do love horror movies. I don't. I'm not a fan of gore too much, and there's too much blood going on. But even though I would love to be a part of a movie with a gore going on, but I I don't watch much movies with the gore. But I love thrillers, and I always loved thrillers, and I was always obsessed with movies where a group of friends go on some trip, on some vacation, stay at someone's house, and some strange things happening. To me, for some reason, it's really cozy. It's like such a cozy vibe to watch.
Yeah, five friends go to a cabin in the
Yes,
woods
yes, yes, yes. Love the type of movies. I love.
all the time, every time. Now,
Yeah,
I guess the one question is, had you ever seen the Blair Witch Project?
of course. Yeah, like when I was a kid. Yeah.
So did you? I mean, because of this is no secret here, but Scared to Death is a found footage film, like very
Right.
much like the Blair Witch Project. So when you found that out, were you pretty excited about that? Were you going like, oh, this is
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned before, I always loved the type of movies, and I always wanted to play in that type of movies. And I was so happy that I was the lead in that movie, and I was like so happy. And yeah, yeah, this found footage thing, that was so amazing.
I just let you know. I'm
Mm.
not sure if Bill told you this or not, but your character survives. Yeah, the crazy guy the crazy guy grabs you, and then we see what he's doing. He wanted to take you out somewhere. I know for a fact that he went out there and got jumped by a cheetah and gotten taken care of. I loved it. I thought it was I really did. I thought it was really interesting. What I really liked about it was how you guys were strained in your acting. It seemed more like a documentary, like
Right.
it seemed like it was. It didn't seem like it didn't seem like Mira, or Shira. It seemed like Arena, and it seemed like like Tim or
Yeah, yeah,
Tim.
yeah.
It seemed like real people doing, like if it was, like it felt like a documentary, and
Yeah.
and that and that was Blair Witch Project's magic too. Was
Mm.
that's what made it so great. Was it looked real. They
Right.
look like, they're not actors.
Well,
They're
yeah,
real.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking the same. Like literally today, I was thinking the same. That's the thing about found footage movies. It feels so real because you understand it's not like there's a camera set up and lighting set up, and it's like the magic of the cinema, the movie set, and all that. It feels super real because it could be you, it could be me, it could be our neighbor. It doesn't need to be an actor. Just anyone who has camera can go outside and feel something, and something gonna happen. It
Yeah.
feels super real. Yeah.
I know a lot of horror fans. Hold on, let me catch up here with the chat real quick. Steve says congratulations on your engagement. Do you have a date? Do you have a date set yet?
I think in September.
Okay, I just let you know. Just letting you know that once you name a date, once you name it and give it, like we're getting married September 20th. Time accelerates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time accelerates. It will go suddenly super fast. I'm just letting
Really?
you know. Yes, once you set that date, it will go by fast. Let's
Okay.
see. Saw her on IMDb, but you also saw the video. And then we have a question from the net. It says question for Arena. Am I saying it right?
Arina.
Arena. Okay, Arena. Would you ever do a movie where you had to do ballet in it?
Yeah, I would love to, but I try to be honest all the time, and I don't think I can be a professional dancer in a movie because I didn't do it for a while, and I just don't want to scam people and let them think that I'm a professional ballerina. I know moves, I'm flexible and all that, but I don't think I could play a professional ballerina in a movie.
Well, as long as they didn't make you stand on your tippy toe, I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just don't make me stand on my toe, and we're good.
Right,
I
right.
can, yeah, I can do
I
anything.
would love to, but it might take some time,
Uh,
to look like a professional dancer.
oh, God. I'm sure with someone. I'm sure. Even as we asked that question, I'm sure your feet were going like, "Oh hell no, you are." uh, it says here. Let's see. That or she does virtual dance. I don't understand that one. Uh, always have a dance double. Yeah, there was a movie called Red Sparrow, and
Yeah,
Jennifer
yeah, yeah.
Lawrence.
I was thinking the
Yeah,
same. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I watched this movie
She,
twice. Yeah,
she
yeah,
actually danced most of her scenes. They said that I was listening to the director's commentary, and they said that she worked really hard and she danced most of her scenes. But there's some where you could definitely tell that she needed a double,
yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they're
that was
down,
funny.
they're shooting down
Yeah,
on her.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
what was the worst injury that you got
I'm sorry.
dancing? What was the worst injury that you got while you were dancing?
Injury. Thanks God, I didn't get any injuries.
That's skill.
Yeah.
Everybody gets hurt, and you didn't get hurt, man. You're golden.
So it's not
That's
relevant
amazing.
to ballet, but one time I was riding in the bicycle in the back. There was some kid like riding in front, and I fell, and a piece of my clothes stuck in the wheel. And that person who was driving didn't know that I fell, and he kept driving, and I was still on the floor for like maybe 10 seconds, but all of my back, like everything was so scratched, like so bad. I think
Ooh.
that's the worst thing that in terms of injuries happened to me.
So the Marilyn Monroe you did the for Foster the People, so that was exciting, and the music videos are forever too. That's a beautiful thing about music videos; they're forever.
Right.
Um, so talk about the shoot. Now the shoot of Scared to Death. It looked it was all on location. You guys are out in the woods. Um, what was that like shooting at night like that with very little light? I
Uh,
mean, was it a lot of fun? Was it a lot of fun, or was it really
that
cold?
was like a little bit creepy, but also exciting. And I always been that kid that's into that kind of adventure. I always like was going into some attics in our school, and like attic. That's it, right? Like this uh attic, like this thing in.
And the house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I always like that kind of stuff and go somewhere where it's like kind of spooky and scary and yeah, it was nighttime and it was a real forest, so it was scary, but it was thrilling and exciting at the same time.
And what was it like meeting your castmates? Were they because you guys all seemed to really bond. You guys seemed
Oh,
like
that's
really,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you guys seemed like those really five friends. So, there they go. How did you like filming with them? Were they, was there a lot of laughs on the set? Or you guys have a
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
bond?
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone was so professional. It was a great team, and we connected with each other right away. And um, the whole process was pretty fast. It was really intense shooting, and I think we had to like connect with each other because we didn't have like much time to chill or hang out or I don't know, have a drink together. Like nothing like that. We had to shoot like nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. It was really intense, and yeah, everyone was awesome, and I'm really happy that you saw it in the film.
See, Steve Joe mentioned earlier that he wrote the script specifically for you. It says, what attributes was he interested in showcasing? Um, that's a really good question. That's a real good
I
question
missed,
to ask him too. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
He said he wrote the story like some screenwriters
Mhm.
when they write the script, when they're writing the screenplay, they do for people be
Mhm.
like, this is the person I want to be in the role.
Right.
So when he wrote this movie, he always had you in mind because this
Right.
movie, I mean, Greet Your Demons started, and then
Mhm.
Scared to Death came in, right?
Mhm.
Because he did Scared to Death after he did Greet Your
Right.
Demons, even though Greet Your Demons is still in post production.
Right.
So he had already during Greet Your Demons, he had already saw something in you that he really liked. I don't know what that secret is. We're gonna have to get that from him. So he wrote Scared to Death with you in mind. With you were going to be the lead actress in that role. Um, did he tell you that when he did the movie, or did you find that out afterwards that he
I
wrote that movie with you in mind?
I think before Scarred to Death. I knew it before. I think he was mentioning that, and I I was like, I think when he mentioned it that there might be a movie coming out where I could be a lead. I was like, that's amazing, but I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. But I would be like like happy and excited if it's gonna happen. And then here it is. Here's the script. The dates.
Uh,
Here we go. Done.
what did it feel like? I mean, when knowing that a screenwriter and a director
Oh, like, oh my
did
god.
did something like that, like he believed in you so much that he's
Well,
gonna base this movie on your shoulders. You are the lead. This
yes,
is
I'm
this
so
is your movie.
so
Um,
flattering. Yeah,
yeah.
it's.
Uh,
I was so grateful, so excited. I wanted to do everything I can to kind of like to prove that I'm worth it, you know, and prepare really good and do my best. And I was absolutely honored. And I think it was my first feature movie where I was the lead. So that was
uh,
awesome.
how did you prepare for your role? I mean, what did you do to prepare yourself for the movie?
I think I was watching some horror movies, but as I said, I always watch some thrillers, horror movies, and uh, well, reading the script, trying to understand my character, and trying imagine that situation, how I would act in real life, and imply that in the on acting.
Um, I mean, tell us a little bit about Marina. I mean, how did you see Marina when you got the role? I mean,
Okay.
how do you how did you look at her, Arena? How did Arena look at Marina? I know it rhymes, right?
Yeah, Arina Marina. It's like the same name, but just M in the beginning. Um, Well, I think Joe is kind of familiar with Eastern European mentality. And I think you see it in the movie where Marina has a monologue and she's talking um, about her personality, and another actress asking her why she's so strong and
Yeah.
why she's not as scared as everybody else. And
Right.
her answer is like, well, I think maybe because where I came from, like everybody's colder, maybe react differently, and yeah. So when I was reading the script, I kind of understood where it's coming from, because Joey, he knew some. He was like close friends with people from Eastern Europe, so that's what I thought when I was reading the script. That's what he wants. He wants that kind of mentality of this
Right.
Russian tough girl. you know.
Yeah, you know what? It works too because at first it was like, man, she's so strong, like because everybody else is falling apart, and you're standing there like a beacon, and it's just like, wow, and then finally we start seeing, and all of a sudden, then we see you like show emotion,
Right,
when,
vulnerability. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially when like serious things started to happen, then nobody can be so tough.
now was
No
this your
matter.
first?
Yeah,
Now, other than Greet Your Demons that we'll be seeing, was this your first horror film lead that you've done? I mean, I know it's your first lead role. Was this your first horror film that you had actually done as well?
to be honest,
Other than,
I
other
don't
than
remember. Like I for sure I was. It was the first time when I was the lead in a feature movie when I did Scarred to Death. But when I did the uh, Greet Your Demons, I'm not sure, because I did lots of horror movies actually, and for some reason I never played the kind of like girl next door girl, that kind of comedy thing. Like most of my roles, I would say, were in some horror, intense thriller kind of thing, and I always played some sort of a person with some intensity. So I did a lot of horror, intense short movies, TV shows, where I played that tough character, intense character. Yeah.
uh, yeah, because I'm looking at the body of work that you've gotten, and it's really good. I mean, you got some
Thank
really
you.
fun things to look at.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Twisted Fiction. You did some TV work, Lark and Spur, Bloodborne. I mean, you got some experience. So
Thank
I
you.
mean, what do you like? What do you like better playing? Do you like better? Do you like doing TV, or do you like doing feature films? I mean, what's the difference to you in terms of your preparation for roles? Like how when you play TV, or when you play a role on TV, how did your preparation change from that to your feature film with Scared to Death?
Um, I'm pretty sure lots of actors say the same thing. What I'm gonna say, I'm happy to play in anything, unless it's like something extremely, erotic, weird, like kind of thing. But I'm happy to be part of any creative work, TV show, feature movie, short movie, anything. It doesn't matter to me what it is. I'll just read the script, read my description of my character, and I'll just do my best. It doesn't really matter
Have
what
you
it is.
have you encountered any casting directors that had done typecasting, the Russian woman, at the bar drinking vodka,
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. I'm really working on my accent, and I took some classes. I try to read out loud. I know sometimes it's not as good as I want it to be, but I was happy to play a Russian character in Scarred to Death. But in general, I want to play different kinds of roles, and as soon as I get have like more money, I'll hire some coach and some teachers that can help me with my accent, because I don't want to be limited to a Russian character specifically. And it's interesting that I didn't play that many Russian characters before. I think maybe like 2 or 3, but my other roles, it didn't really matter if I'm Russian or not. I'm just a character, you know.
Okay, so now you know we're going back to we'll go back to Scared to Death. Now, what was it like for you know, what was it like to, like I mentioned about working with your actor? Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you about was, what was it like to be a final girl? Like knowing that, you know, yes, you're the lead in the movie, but sometimes leads don't always make it to the end. When sometimes leads die in the middle of the movie, like, wait a minute, what? You know, what was it like to be the final girl? Like, you know, here you are, you're watching all these horror films, and now you're in that seat where, holy hell, I'm actually the final girl.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, yeah, like I made it, and yeah,
It's
it's
got to be a
exciting
different mindset,
as,
you know.
as much in the movie as much as possible, and the the ending. I don't want to like.
No, I can't do the ending.
I don't want to give like spoilers too much, but you already mentioned that I am in the movie until the end, and the ending was really like intense for me. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, that ending is like, you know, like I've already watched like 2 or 3 movies this week with
Mhm.
with endings that are just like slam banging, you know, like damn, you know, and this is the same for me, you know, I'm watching you and I'm going like, I'm seeing it in the movie and I'm going like, holy crap, that's
Yeah,
awesome, you
and
know.
and after shooting it, after shooting those scenes, like after we were done shooting, I I think it affected me so much. The whole day I felt really weird. I felt like I left my soul out there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. What have been your favorite roles outside of Scared to Death? What have been your 3 favorite roles? Like if we wanted to if we wanted to get to know who Arina is as an actress, what 3 roles would be the ones that we should watch?
That I've done before.
Yes,
Okay. Well, I would say Marilyn Monroe in a music video.
I think that's a
Um,
good one.
Scarred to Death. Marina, and let me think. I don't want to I don't want to pick a specific one because I loved everything that I've done before, and I don't have a favorite. I I loved each single one of them. So I can't.
What are some of the best advice that you've been given as far as acting goes? What 3 pieces of advice have people given you while you were on set that have helped you out the most?
I'm sorry, can you repeat it again?
What 3 pieces of advice, like, you know, helpful hints? What 3 pieces of advice have people given you that you've taken to heart as far as your acting goes that have
Yeah.
helped you that have helped you?
hmm So what first that came to my mind? Some actor told me when you learn your lines, don't just learn your lines. You also need to learn or kind of be really familiar with lines that other actors say. And I think it's extremely important because sometimes you just learn your lines, but you don't remember where to say it. And when you remember other people lines, you know for sure, okay, this person says this, and then I say my line. That was really helpful instead of just learning my lines and that's it. It's important to be really familiar with what other people say in the script. Second, well, I think what we were talking before, don't get rejections too seriously and just stay optimistic and go for it and don't let it bring you down because everyone's going through the same thing as you are. And third, I guess just I wouldn't say that anyone gave me this advice, but I think that's common sense. Just be professional, know your lines, be positive, and don't be a diva on the set. And people would love to work with you again, and just be a nice, positive person.
Um, so I have I'm going to turn to the chat real quick. It says, and Steve mentioned, let's see, she's open to playing any roles. I suppose that helps develop skills and shows versatility playing different roles. Agreed. I said, I hope that you can keep your accent because I think it's a strength.
Thank
And
you.
hope you keep your accent and also learn to do the American one. So you can do American
Right.
accent and then you can
Oh,
slide in and just be yourself.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like when you asked me what was my favorite role before, that's why I can't really say. Like I said, Marilyn Monroe because I just like love Marilyn Monroe so much. It was my first like serious gig after I decided to do acting full time. But overall, I can't really pick a favorite one because I just love variety of characters that I can play, and I don't want to be in some particular path like this like Russian lady or that like
Right.
or like like just being a horse. Like I love everything unless it's something absolutely
That's just a trap though. It's a trap that anybody with an accent has. No matter what kind of accent where it comes from, you'll get typecast playing those roles. Now you said earlier about like what role is your favorite? Anyone that I get to act in, and that's true to a certain aspect. I mean, yes, it's great to great to have jobs, but you don't want to be just limited just that. You don't want casting directors just to limit you to those roles because you have an accent when you can do so much more. And I
right.
think this movie here will show that. This is a good showcase for you. This
Thank
is a good showcase. When people see you, they're going to see you in a whole different light. And that comes to my last question for you tonight is what's next for you? What will you be working on next?
So I just did. I was a day player in a big TV show. I can't really say much, but that was exciting. It was filmed in Times Square, and I think it will be out in September. Maybe I can send it to you after it's out. And I don't know. I'm auditioning, and I'm looking forward for my next role.
Yeah, you'll be doing some press for this one too. Do you like doing press? Do you like doing stuff like this? I mean, do you like it or do you see it as being part of the job?
I actually I don't really know. Like I feel like I get nervous a little, and it's kind it's not as easy to me as play a role because here's the role, you play this character and you were into this character. When you're being yourself, it's intimidating to me, maybe because you like afraid of judgment or I don't know. But so I don't know. I'm getting used to it. I don't know if I like it or not.
A
I'm
good
exploring.
interviewer,
I don't
a
know.
good interviewer will never have you nervous. A good
What's that?
interviewer,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
interview.
so
Yeah, I'm
hopefully
actually
you weren't.
right
Yeah,
now, so it's a great interview.
were
Yeah.
you nervous tonight?
No, a
Okay.
little, but in a good way. Like excited. Like I was excited.
Uh, uh, let's see. Steve mentions Arina. You're a beautiful young lady, and we enjoyed learning and getting to know you. All the best. And our good friend Frog, he's famous. He's famous.
His face,
Frog, he is. He's what we call Frog famous. He owns his own island. He has his own
wow.
island. That's
Johnny
that's
Depp.
that's famous. And he says that you're very beautiful. Thank you, Frog. You're the man. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Good to have you here tonight for the whole show too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, this has been a lot of fun. And thank you for coming out and hanging out with us. Sorry about the snafu with Joe. We'll
No,
definitely
no,
get him.
don't worry.
We'll definitely
Yeah,
get
I
him
hope
back.
like get to like,
Yeah.
get together and yeah.
I really did not know that he was in Greece.
Yeah,
I thought he was back.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if I had known that, I would have told him, because I know what time we started. Like I know it's like 2 o'clock in the morning over there, and I would not have made him stay up like that. I would not have done that. I would have said, "Hey, just come back to the States. We have plenty of time to talk." He looked like he was going to fall asleep on us. I feel really bad, Joe, and I can't wait to talk to you and get you back stateside. Um, good luck with Scared to Death. It'll be coming out on BayView Entertainment. That's the film company distributor. So you can pick up a copy of that movie from BayView Entertainment. I'll try to get the details from Peter Castro, and I'll put that down in the description box below. And again, congratulations. All right, that will end this night. Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it so much, and
Thank you.
I appreciate your support, especially on Monday mornings during your show. I listen, and I'm very, very grateful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I will be back here with Hey Internet. It's Eric. We'll be talking about sharks and slock. Arina, stay right where you at for a minute. And to the chat, I want to say thank you again. And we will see you tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Be safe and be nice to each other. Peace.
Woo!
You did awesome.